Hello, welcome to the Narrative Reading Bible podcast. My name is Jessica. I am the author of the Narrative Reading Bible collection. Today, we are continuing our reading of Book 1 of the Narrative Reading Bible, Paths to Promise. But it's exciting because we are finally doing our reading of the Book of Numbers. We will begin with an introduction to Numbers, and then we will transition into the reading of the book. Enjoy today's episode.
Introduction to Numbers. The book of Numbers chronicles Israel's wilderness journey from Mount Sinai to the edge of the Promised Land, revealing both the consequences of unbelief and the depth of God's faithfulness. This book contributes significantly to the Bible's metanarrative of creation, fall, redemption, and restoration by showcasing God's unwavering commitment to His covenant and the unfolding of His promises to Abraham, even as Israel grapples with disobedience and distrust. Building on the covenant established at Mount Sinai, Numbers explores how Israel is called to live as a kingdom of priests and a holy nation amid the challenges of the wilderness. Through laws, rituals, and the presence of the tabernacle, God sustains His relationship with Israel, even as their journey is marked by rebellion and failure. God's continued commitment to His covenant demonstrates His faithfulness despite Israel's shortcomings, revealing His character as both just and merciful. The narrative of Numbers reflects humanity's struggle with faith and obedience, a struggle rooted in the fall. The Israelites' repeated disobedience and lack of trust illustrate the pervasive nature of sin, even in a community chosen and guided by God. Yet through these setbacks, God's faithfulness endures, underscoring the redemptive arc that God continues to work out through Israel. Numbers serves as a record of the gradual fulfillment of God's promises to Abraham, including the promise of numerous descendants, the inheritance of Canaan, and a covenant relationship with God. Although Israel has not yet taken possession of the land, their journey through the wilderness is a preparatory phase that moves them closer to its fulfillment. Despite their repeated failures, Israel's growth in numbers and their continued existence as a distinct community demonstrate God's ongoing faithfulness to His promises. The presence of the tabernacle and the cloud by day and fire by night signal God's commitment to His people, journeying alongside them. Through these signs, God assures Israel that He has not abandoned them, despite their failings, and that He will bring His promises to completion. This covenantal faithfulness points forward to the greater fulfillment in Christ, where God's promises extend to all people and bring full restoration. Though Israel's role as a blessing to all nations is not yet fully realized in Numbers, the book lays the foundation for this future fulfillment. Israel's encounters with surrounding nations, both hostile and friendly, distinguish them as a people governed by divine laws and sustained by God's presence. As they navigate these encounters, Israel's unique identity as a holy nation foreshadows their calling to be a light to the nations, a calling that will ultimately be realized in the broader scope of God's redemptive plan for all humanity. By establishing Israel's distinctiveness through laws, rituals, and moral codes, God prepares them to reflect His character, justice, and mercy to other nations. This distinct identity is foundational to God's promise to bless all nations through Abraham's descendants, anticipating the New Testament vision of the gospel, reaching every tribe and language and people and nation. Revelation 5:9. Two pivotal episodes in Numbers foreshadow the necessity of faith and the salvation that would ultimately come through Christ. First, the account of the 12 spies, Numbers 13-14, reveals Israel's lack of faith in God's promises. When 10 of the spies express doubt about conquering Canaan, the people choose fear over trust, resulting in a divine judgment of 40 years of wandering. This incident illustrates the importance of faith in God's Word and foreshadows the New Testament call to live by faith, as well as the consequences of unbelief. Second, the story of the bronze serpent, Numbers 21, serves as a powerful symbol of salvation through faith. When the Israelites are afflicted by venomous snakes, God instructs Moses to make a bronze serpent and lift it up so that those who look upon it are healed. Jesus later refers to this event, indicating that he too would be lifted up for the salvation of all who believe. John 3:14-15. This moment prefigures the redemptive work of Christ, showing that salvation is not earned by human effort, but received through faith in God's provision. Numbers is rich with examples of both spiritual victories and failures. Instances of obedience and unity, such as Israel's initial setting out from Sinai and their collective efforts in battles, demonstrate moments of faithfulness and strength. Miraculous provisions of manna, quail, and water from the rock, as well as victories over enemy forces, underscore God's sustaining power and care for his people, showing that when Israel trusts God, he provides abundantly. However, these triumphs are countered by numerous episodes of rebellion and disobedience. Complaints about food and water, Korah's rebellion against Moses, and especially the unbelief of the spies, all reflect Israel's struggle to trust God fully. These failures highlight the severe consequences of disobedience, as seen in the decree of 40 years of wandering and the death of the faithless generation. The wilderness becomes a testing ground, revealing the seriousness of sin and the challenges of living as a covenant people. Despite Israel's repeated failings, the overarching theme of Numbers is God's unwavering faithfulness. He remains committed to his promises, continually providing for Israel's needs through miraculous means. The provision of manna and quail, water from the rock, and protection from enemies testify to his care and mercy, even when the people doubt and rebel. God's enduring presence, manifested through the tabernacle, the cloud and fire, and his direct communication with Moses, emphasizes that he is intimately involved in Israel's journey. This faithfulness not only reflects God's commitment to the covenant, but also foreshadows the New Testament promise of the Holy Spirit dwelling within believers. Just as God was deeply involved in guiding Israel, he promises to lead, sustain, and comfort his people today, providing hope and assurance of his unchanging nature and ultimate plan to restore humanity to himself. Through both spiritual highs and lows, God's faithfulness, provision, and presence remain constant, reinforcing the certainty of his promises. While Numbers documents the consequences of disobedience, it also offers lessons in faith, patience, and perseverance. Ultimately, the book underscores that even in the face of human shortcomings, God's sovereign guidance leads to the fulfillment of his promises and the unfolding of his redemptive plan. The lessons of Numbers echo into the New Testament, providing timeless insights into faith, obedience, and the steadfast character of God, who remains faithful to his covenant and leads his people toward ultimate restoration. Numbers. On the first day of the second month of the second year after the Israelites had come out of the land of Egypt, the Lord spoke to Moses in the tent of meeting in the wilderness of Sinai. He said, "Take a census of the whole congregation of Israel by their clans and families, listing every man by name, one by one. You and Aaron are to number those who are 20 years of age or older by their divisions, everyone who can serve in Israel's army. And one man from each tribe, the head of each family, must be there with you. These are the names of the men who are to assist you. From the tribe of Reuben, Elizur, son of Shadur. From Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddi. From Judah, Nahshon, son of Amminadab. From Issachar, Nethanel, son of Zuar. From Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. From the sons of Joseph, from Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. And from Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. From Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. From Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pagiel, son of Okran. From Gad, Eliasaph, son of Duel. And from Naphtali, Ahira, son of Anan. These men were appointed from the congregation. They were the leaders of the tribes of their fathers, the heads of the clans of Israel. So Moses and Aaron took these men who had been designated by name, and on the first day of the second month, they assembled the whole congregation and recorded their ancestry by clans and families, counting one by one the names of those 20 years of age or older, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. So Moses numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. From the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, according to the records of their clans and families, counting one by one the names of every male 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army. Those registered to the tribe of Reuben numbered 46,500. From the sons of Simeon, according to the records of their clans and families, counting one by one the names of every male 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Simeon numbered 59,300. From the sons of Gad, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Gad numbered 45,650. From the sons of Judah, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Judah numbered 74,600. From the sons of Issachar, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Issachar numbered 54,400. From the sons of Zebulun, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Zebulun numbered 57,400. From the sons of Joseph, from the sons of Ephraim, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Ephraim numbered 40,500. And from the sons of Manasseh, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Manasseh numbered 32,200. From the sons of Benjamin, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Benjamin numbered 35,400. From the sons of Dan, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Dan numbered 62,700. From the sons of Asher, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Asher numbered 41,500. From the sons of Naphtali, according to the records of their clans and families, counting the names of all those 20 years of age or older who could serve in the army, those registered to the tribe of Naphtali numbered 53,400. These were the men numbered by Moses and Aaron, with the assistance of the 12 leaders of Israel, each one representing his family. So all the Israelites 20 years of age or older who could serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. And all those counted totaled 603,550. The Levites, however, were not numbered along with them by the tribe of their fathers. For the Lord had said to Moses, "Do not number the tribe of Levi in the census with the other Israelites. Instead, you are to appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the testimony, all its furnishings, and everything in it. They shall carry the tabernacle and all its articles, care for it, and camp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down, and whenever it is to be pitched, the Levites are to set it up. Any outsider who goes near it must be put to death. The Israelites are to camp by their divisions, each man in his own camp and under his own standard. But the Levites are to camp around the tabernacle of the testimony and watch over it, so that no wrath will fall on the congregation of Israel. So the Levites are responsible for the tabernacle of the testimony. Thus the Israelites did everything just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "The Israelites are to camp around the tent of meeting at a distance from it, each man under his standard, with the banners of his family. On the east side, toward the sunrise, the divisions of Judah are to camp under their standard. The leader of the descendants of Judah is Nahshon, son of Amminadab, and his division numbers 74,600. The tribe of Issachar will camp next to it. The leader of the Issacharites is Nathanael, son of Zuar, and his division numbers 54,400. Next will be the tribe of Zebulun. The leader of the Zebulunites is Eliab, son of Helon, and his division numbers 57,400. The total number of men in the divisions of the camp of Judah is 186,400. They shall set out first. On the south side, the divisions of Reuben are to camp under their standard. The leader of the Reubenites is Elizur, son of Shadur, and his division numbers 46,500. The tribe of Simeon will camp next to it. The leader of the Simeonites is Shalumiel, son of Zurishaddai, and his division numbers 59,300. Next will be the tribe of Gad. The leader of the Gadites is Eliasaph, son of Deuel, and his division numbers 45,650. The total number of men in the divisions of the camp of Reuben is 151,450. They shall set out second. In the middle of the camps, the tent of meeting is to travel with the camp of the Levites. They are to set out in the order they encamped, each in his own place under his standard. On the west side, the divisions of Ephraim are to camp under their standard. The leader of the Ephraimites is Elishama, son of Ammihud, and his division numbers 40,500. The tribe of Manasseh will be next to it. The leader of the Manassites is Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, and his division numbers 32,200. Next will be the tribe of Benjamin. The leader of the Benjamites is Abidan, son of Gideoni, and his division numbers 35,400. The total number of men in the divisions of the camp of Ephraim is 108,100. They shall set out third. On the north side, the divisions of Dan are to camp under their standard. The leader of the Danites is Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, and his division numbers 62,700. The tribe of Asher will camp next to it. The leader of the Asherites is Pagiel, son of Okron, and his division numbers 41,500. Next will be the tribe of Naphtali. The leader of the Naphtalites is Ahira, son of Enan, and his division numbers 53,400. The total number of men in the camp of Dan is 157,600. They shall set out last, under their standards. These are the Israelites, numbered according to their families. The total of those counted in the camps, by their divisions, was 603,550. But the Levites were not counted among the other Israelites, as the Lord had commanded Moses. So the Israelites did everything the Lord commanded Moses. They camped under their standards in this way and set out in the same way, each man with his clan and his family. This is the account of Aaron and Moses, at the time the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. These are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, then Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These were Aaron's sons, the anointed priests, who were ordained to serve as priests. Nadab and Abihu, however, died in the presence of the Lord when they offered unauthorized fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. And since they had no sons, only Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests during the lifetime of their father Aaron. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole congregation before the tent of meeting, attending to the service of the tabernacle. They shall take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting and fulfill obligations for the Israelites by attending to the service of the tabernacle. Assign the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They have been given exclusively to him from among the Israelites. So you shall appoint Aaron and his sons to carry out the duties of the priesthood. But any outsider who approaches the tabernacle must be put to death. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel in place of every firstborn Israelite from the womb. The Levites belong to me, for all the firstborn are mine. On the day I struck down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated to myself all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. They are mine. I am the Lord. Then the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the Levites by their families and clans. You are to count every male a month old or more. So Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he had been commanded. These were the sons of Levi by name: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These were the names of the sons of Gershon by their clans: Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath by their clans were Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their clans were Mali and Mushi. These were the clans of the Levites, according to their families. From Gershon came the Libnite clan and the Shimite clan. These were the Gershonite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 7,500. The Gershonite clans were to camp on the west, behind the tabernacle, and the leader of the families of the Gershonites was Eliasaph son of Lael. The duties of the Gershonites at the tent of meeting were the tabernacle and tent, its covering, the curtain for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, the curtain for the entrance to the courtyard that surrounds the tabernacle and altar, and the cords, all the service for these items. From Kohath came the clans of the Amramites, the Izharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites. These were the clans of the Kohathites. The number of all the males a month old or more was 8,600. They were responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. The clans of the Kohathites were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, and the leader of the families of the Kohathites was Elizaphan son of Uzziel. Their duties were the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used with them, and the curtain, all the service for these items. The chief of the leaders of the Levites was Eleazar son of Aaron the priest. He oversaw those responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. From Merari came the clans of the Malites and Mushites. These were the Merarite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 6,200. The leader of the families of the Merarites was Zuriel son of Abihail. They were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. The duties assigned to the sons of Merari were the tabernacle's frames, crossbars, posts, bases, and all its equipment, all the service for these items, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard, with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes. Moses, Aaron, and Aaron's sons were to camp to the east of the tabernacle, toward the sunrise, before the tent of meeting. They were to perform the duties of the sanctuary as a service on behalf of the Israelites. But any outsider who approached the sanctuary was to be put to death. The total number of Levites that Moses and Aaron counted by their clans at the Lord's command, including all the males a month old or more, was 22,000. Then the Lord said to Moses, Number every firstborn male of the Israelites a month old or more, and list their names. You are to take the Levites for me, I am the Lord, in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites, in place of all the firstborn of the livestock of the Israelites. So Moses numbered all the firstborn of the Israelites, as the Lord had commanded him. The total number of the firstborn males a month old or more, listed by name, was 22,273. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the Levites in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of their livestock. The Levites belong to me. I am the Lord. To redeem the 273 firstborn Israelites who outnumber the Levites, you are to collect 5 shekels for each one, according to the sanctuary shekel of 20 gerahs. Give the money to Aaron and his sons as the redemption price for the excess among the Israelites. So Moses collected the redemption money from those in excess of the number redeemed by the Levites. He collected the money from the firstborn of the Israelites, 1,365 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel. And Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons in obedience to the word of the Lord, just as the Lord had commanded him. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Take a census of the Kohathites among the Levites by their clans and families, men from 30 to 50 years old, everyone who is qualified to serve in the work at the tent of meeting." This service of the Kohathites at the tent of meeting regards the most holy things. Whenever the camp sets out, Aaron and his sons are to go in, take down the veil of the curtain, and cover the ark of the testimony with it. They are to place over this a covering of fine leather, spread a solid blue cloth over it, and insert its poles. Over the table of the presence, they are to spread a blue cloth and place the plates and cups on it, along with the bowls and pitchers for the drink offering. The regular bread offering is to remain on it. And they shall spread a scarlet cloth over them, cover them with fine leather, and insert the poles. They are to take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand used for light, together with its lamps, wick trimmers, and trays, as well as the jars of oil with which to supply it. Then they shall wrap it, and all its utensils inside a covering of fine leather, and put it on the carrying frame. Over the gold altar they are to spread a blue cloth, cover it with fine leather, and insert the poles. They are to take all the utensils for serving in the sanctuary, place them in a blue cloth, cover them with fine leather, and put them on the carrying frame. Then they shall remove the ashes from the bronze altar, spread a purple cloth over it, and place on it all the vessels used to serve there, the fire pans, meat forks, shovels, and sprinkling bowls, all the equipment of the altar. They are to spread over it a covering of fine leather and insert the poles. When Aaron and his sons have finished covering the holy objects and all their equipment, as soon as the camp is ready to move, the Kohathites shall come and do the carrying. But they must not touch the holy objects, or they will die. These are the transportation duties of the Kohathites regarding the tent of meeting. Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, shall oversee the oil for the light, the fragrant incense, the daily grain offering, and the anointing oil. He has oversight of the entire tabernacle and everything in it, including the holy objects and their utensils. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Do not allow the Kohathite tribal clans to be cut off from among the Levites, in order that they may live and not die when they come near the most holy things. Do this for them. Aaron and his sons are to go in and assign each man his task and what he is to carry. But the Kohathites are not to go in and look at the holy objects, even for a moment, or they will die." And the Lord said to Moses, "Take a census of the Gershonites as well, by their families and clans, from 30 to 50 years old, counting everyone who comes to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. This is the service of the Gershonite clans regarding work and transport. They are to carry the curtains of the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, with the covering of fine leather over it, the curtains for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, and the curtains for the entrance at the gate of the courtyard that surrounds the tabernacle and altar, along with their ropes and all the equipment for their service. The Gershonites will do all that needs to be done with these items. All the service of the Gershonites, all their transport duties and other work, is to be done at the direction of Aaron and his sons. You are to assign to them all that they are responsible to carry. This is the service of the Gershonite clans at the tent of meeting, and their duties shall be under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. As for the sons of Merari, you are to number them by their clans and families, from 30 to 50 years old, counting everyone who comes to serve in the work of the tent of meeting. This is the duty for all their service at the tent of meeting, to carry the frames of the tabernacle with its crossbars, posts, and bases, and the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes, including all their equipment and everything related to their use. You shall assign by name the items that they are responsible to carry. This is the service of the Merarite clans according to all their work at the tent of meeting, under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the congregation numbered the Kohathites by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old, who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. And those numbered by their clans totaled 2,750. These were counted from the Kohathite clans, everyone who could serve at the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron numbered them according to the command of the Lord through Moses. Then the Gershonites were numbered by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old, who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. And those numbered by their clans and families totaled 2,630. These were counted from the Gershonite clans who served at the tent of meeting, whom Moses and Aaron counted at the Lord's command. And the Merarites were numbered by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old, who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. The men registered by their clans numbered 3,200. These were counted from the Merarite clans, whom Moses and Aaron numbered at the Lord's command through Moses. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel numbered by their clans and families all the Levites from 30 to 50 years old, who came to do the work of serving and carrying the tent of meeting. And the number of men was 8,580. At the Lord's command, they were numbered through Moses, and each one was assigned his work and burden, as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Command the Israelites to send away from the camp anyone with a skin disease, anyone who has a bodily discharge, and anyone who is defiled by a dead body. You must send away male and female alike. Send them outside the camp, so they will not defile their camp, where I dwell among them." So the Israelites did this, sending such people outside the camp. They did just as the Lord had instructed Moses. And the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites that when a man or woman acts unfaithfully against the Lord by committing any sin against another, that person is guilty and must confess the sin he has committed. He must make full restitution, add a fifth to its value, and give all this to the one he has wronged. But if the man has no relative to whom restitution can be made for the wrong, the restitution belongs to the Lord and must be given to the priest along with the ram of atonement, by which the atonement is made for him. Every sacred contribution the Israelites bring to the priest shall belong to him. Each man's sacred gifts are his own, but whatever he gives to the priest will belong to the priest." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites, and tell them that if any man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him by sleeping with another man, and it is concealed from her husband, and her impurity is undetected, since there is no witness against her, and she was not caught in the act. And if a feeling of jealousy comes over her husband, and he suspects his wife who has defiled herself, or if a feeling of jealousy comes over him, and he suspects her, even though she has not defiled herself, then he is to bring his wife to the priest. He must also bring for her an offering of 1/10 of an ephah of barley flour. He is not to pour oil over it or put frankincense on it, because it is a grain offering for jealousy, an offering of memorial as a reminder of iniquity. The priest is to bring the wife forward and have her stand before the Lord. Then he is to take some holy water in a clay jar and put some of the dust from the tabernacle floor into the water.
Thank you for tuning in to the Narrative Reading Bible, Book 1, pages 206 to 216, as we are reading the Book of Numbers. We will continue our reading tomorrow with pages 217 to 225 of Book 1. Until then, take care and God bless.